Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing our part 3 that has been much requested for your first steps in Runescape. Now remember, the first two videos were made in 2024 and we're now in 2025. So I will change the video title accordingly, but this still is a continuation of the same videos I've made before. Without further ado, let's jump straight in. The three things on the list that you must have to be able to trade inside of RuneScape 3 are: the accounts must have 20 hours of in-game time logged in, so play the game for 20 hours and that one's done, no problem. Number 2, the account must have 100 total level. Now quickly we're going to explain what total level is. As you can see down here on my player, we have many levels here. Many different skills. These are high levels. These equate to a max level, a total level, at the bottom left of your skill tree. When you sign in for the first time, you'll have level 1 in most of your stats, level 10 in constitution, etc. Once you've got enough levels to equal 100, not just in one skill, it's a combination, your total level, you'll have this one done as well. Number 3, your account must have 10 quest points. As you can see at the bottom right of my screen, I have 404 quest points. If you want to open your quest tab, press escape, go to adventures, press quests, and you can see all your quests here. As we discussed before, you can assign them by certain categories: alphabetical, combat, free members, release date, etc. If you click on one of these quests that you haven't done, you'll be able to see the rewards. If the quest gives you quest points, it will tell you. For example, this one here, A Soul's Bane, has 1 quest point reward. So once you have 20 hours in-game time, 100 total level, and 10 quest points, you will be able to trade with other players. The next thing we're going to talk about will be the prices of items, making your first money, and using the price checker to help you. So, if you look at the bottom of my screen, you can see my inventory. At the bottom right, you can see there's a little coin option down here. Right click it and select Price Checker. When you do this, a dialog box will pop up, and you can see my inventory on the left and the Price Checker on the right. If I left click my Dragon Bones, I can add it to the Price Checker. This will tell me the exact price of an item. The Price Checker is useful when trying to add up totals of multiple items. For example, Dragonkin Bones and my Dinosaur Bones. If I put all 3 of these in, I can see what the individual prices are, but also the accumulative value of all 3. If you have a single item in your inventory, you can right click it and press Examine. This will tell you the high alchemy price at the bottom, and it will also show you the price checker value on the top. These values are those of the Grand Exchange. Now, I know we have covered this in a previous video when it comes to how to navigate the world map and where the Grand Exchange is, but if by chance you've only seen this video as your first one, then I will show you how to check where you are and also where the Grand Exchange is. So, on the right hand side of your screen, you can see the minimap. At the bottom right of your minimap, there is a little globe icon called World Map. If you click the world map symbol, you will then open up the world map. As you can see, you have a bright yellow icon here that says you are here. If you can't see this, go up to the left hand side underneath the Legends tab and you'll see you are here just beneath it. Click on it to remove it, or click on it to enable it. You can also scroll wheel in to zoom in to exactly where you are. Now Varrock, for many people will know what Varrock is. If it's your very first time playing RuneScape of either, if you've never played any RuneScape at all, this would be one of the main places you do a lot of your quests, a lot of your skilling, and a lot of your purchasing, of course with the Grand Exchange. The Grand Exchange is to the northwest of Varrock. Now this next one comes to you from a question inside one of my YouTube comments regarding death and what happens when you die. As many of us know, if we've ever heard of or played old school RuneScape when it wasn't even old school RuneScape, when it was the original game, you'll know that the wilderness is one of the scariest places. However, this has changed. So let's talk you through what happens when you die and what risk you're really at when you're in the world of Gielinor. Now then, I have emptied everything off my character and come straight north of Varrock. Here you can see there is a wilderness sign, danger, wilderness up ahead, almost certain death. Now the changes to the wilderness are not something we're going to discuss, but just know that the wilderness is quite a dangerous place. However, we're here to talk about what the punishment is for dying. Now the punishment for dying inside of RuneScape has changed drastically over the years. Over the years, if you died, you'd have to get back to your body, you'd have a timer for it. Other people at one point, I think, could pray for your gravestone to extend the timer, all sorts of things. These days, you don't have anywhere near that level of pressure. So I'm going to speed this up or skip forward for you, and I'm going to die inside the wilderness to show you exactly what happens. Keep in mind, I have 1 million coins in my coin pouch. What I'm going to do is withdraw 500k of this so that it's on my person, and 500k inside the coin pouch. I'm going to go ahead and die and show you exactly what happens when you die, and this would be in the wilderness of all places. Okay, so I've head to the middle of the volcano at the wilderness next to these greater demons to show you this test. So we are almost dead now, and I will show you exactly what happens when we're about to die. Or sorry, when we die. We do actually die. It's just that the punishment has been massively reduced. So here we go. Almost there. Come on, greater demons, you can do better than that. There we go. We have died. I have been teleported straight back out of the wilderness with my item on me. This time I'm going to go back in and show you what happens when you die with more equipment than I've currently got. This time I'm going to show you what happens when you die when I've now got, 6 items on me and much further into the wilderness. At the top right, it's slightly covered, but I am in wilderness level 35 at the moment, 36. And these guys should kill me a little bit faster as well. So we get an idea of exactly what happens when you die even further in with more items. Historically, I'm sure people will know this, that you would lose all but 3 items on death. So this time, you'll see what happens when you have way more than 3 items on you at the same time. As you can see, with over 3 items, we get teleported to Death's office. Now, I thought you would return, then your name, do you wish to reclaim your items? And you'll get this option dialog here, yes. Okay, so to reclaim my items, it wants me to, so these items, as you can see, were protected. The blue blubber jellyfish, the sailfish, and the green blubber jellyfish. These are the most expensive items on me, and it's marked these as, you know, my saved already, don't have to buy them back. The ones I need to reclaim are these ones down here. These items compose the base reclaim cost. So, what you will notice is even though I have 500k on me and 500k in here, coins available is still 1 million. I don't have to reclaim gold. Gold is already ours. You don't lose gold upon death. So to reclaim these 2 items, I'll press reclaim all items. I'll press yes, and there you go. Now keep in mind, I've shown you a wilderness example. However, if you die anywhere in the world, this process is exactly the same. So please do not fear that you're going to die, unless of course you're carrying vast amounts of wealth on you and you don't have enough money to pay for your death cost. That is your main concern. Now very quickly, I've changed my loadout to a much more expensive one, and I'm going to show you how you can tell what your death costs would be so that you know whether to go into something very challenging or not in the future. On the right hand side, you can see my inventory loadout over here, and the third button across for me is this little man with a mask. View the items you are carrying and wearing, which will be kept on death. If you click on this, this will give you an absolute full breakdown of what items are protected, which ones you'll have to buy back, and the reclaim cost, which is the most important one over here on the right hand side. Okay, so we are here now at Edgeville. Just a quick note on the wilderness. Now, if you come to the Edgeville lodestone, which you can find on the map, or once you've got it, you can teleport straight over. I'll show you where we are on the map. Here's the Grand Exchange, here's Varrock, and we are over here, north of Barbarian Village. Now, historically in the wilderness, it was a PvP zone. You could be PvP'd at any time, which made a lot of people avoid the wilderness. With the wilderness change, however, you are not going to get attacked or hurt by other players at all. However, there is a way to turn this on and a way to make sure that it's off. So if you follow the path I've just taken on screen over to Valor, Valor has an option if you right click to toggle PvP. If you click this and it says, warning, if you opt into PvP, you can be attacked by other players in the wilderness, press continue, you can say, yes, I understand the risk and wish to opt in, or no, thank you. That's the way to check whether you are or you aren't, or whether you want it on or not. One final note here, if you are ever skulled in the wilderness, which means you have a skull and crossbone above your head, you could potentially lose everything on you if you die. So best practice, if you're worried about this at all, never opt into PvP so that you don't get skulled. Okay, so next up we have a very simple one that is also a very frequently asked question on how do I run, or even how do I walk when I want to. Once again, if you go to the top right to your mini-map on the right hand side, go up at the very, very top right, you will see a little man with a running icon and it says run energy. If this is yellow, you will sprint. If you click it, it will go grey, which means you will then walk. So this is another way to save energy if your agility level is very low. Your agility level will dictate just how fast your run energy drains and how long you can run for. Towards the end of the game, you will be able to run essentially infinitely, and very few people toggle this on and off. But if you're starting out, which is what this video is for, you may want to walk sometimes and run when you need to. For example, when passing a dangerous monster. So once again, top right, tick it to go yellow, and you will start sprinting again. Now, one of the main things I hear people are concerned about, or maybe even frustrated about when they start RuneScape, is they just don't know what path to take. Now, we've discussed path, we've discussed quest, but the truth is, no matter who you're talking to, you will get a different answer. There is no wrong way to play RuneScape. The only thing that's important is that you're enjoying what you are doing. So some people will go for the next highest boss they can learn. They want to get a specific item that's really expensive, that looks really cool. They may want to do quests. They may want to max out a particular skill. There's no wrong way. It's just what works for you. My advice to you is to delve into the aspects that we've discussed, whether it's skilling, questing, following a path, doing some bossing or some combat. Look at some of the items on the Grand Exchange. Have a look at what might be powerful. A good example, if you press one of your skills, like your attack, and scroll down like I have on here, you can see here for example, a Zaros Godsword. That sounds really cool. Level 92. Okay, I'd have to get my attack up for that. That's a long way. Maybe I'll go further back up for a new player. Maybe I want to get a... Let's have a look here. Maybe I want adamant weaponry. This is level 40. This is probably better than it is for when you first start. I want something upgraded. I'll go check out how much that is. Once again, we can come down to our coin pouch down here and press price checker. This is an aspect that we didn't discuss earlier, where you can click this little magnifying glass to search for items. I'll type in an adamant, maybe you're a battle axe guy, for example, adamant bat, and you can see you can get battle axes. The +1 and +2 just means they are more powerful than the base one, but if I just want the base one, I can see that will set me back 29,000 coins. That gives you a target. So if you want to go for a target of 29,000 coins to get yourself a new upgraded weapon, by all means do so. There is no wrong answer here. If there's something you want to pursue in RuneScape, the chances are you can. It's just you need to sort of have a bit of a vision of where you want to end up. But again, I must reiterate, because I've heard a lot of people who can be quite elitist on this subject about telling you how to play. There is no wrong way. If you're enjoying it, it's the right way. Now the next thing that is incredibly useful for you to know would be accessing a place called War's Retreat. Now, to access this place you will need a combat level of level 60. So once again, if you look at my skills tab just here, I'm going to pull that up so it's easier to see. You have a total level down here of 39 currently on my character, and level 3. This level 3 here is my combat level. Your combat level will dictate how strong you really are, thereabouts. It's not super accurate when it comes to what your overall power is, but it's how the game reads your overall power. So, my combat level is level 3, so if I try and access War's Retreat, so I have come to Draenor Village. Now, if you go to your world map, you can see that I am just south of Draenor Village, and I am here. So, where we were before was Varrock up here, Grand Exchange, Varrock. I've just come down from there, over the River over the Lumbridge Bridge, and down to Draenor Village. So, once you are here, you will see this funky looking portal, underworld portal, but to the right of it you can see Touch War's insignia. If you click this, it will tell you, I wouldn't want you to get seriously hurt, combat level 60 should be enough. So once you're combat level 60 you can enter this, so I will hop over to my main account once more and show you what War's Retreat looks like and what it has to offer. Right then, I have just jumped over to my main account where my combat level is 148, so I'm definitely past what I need to access War's Retreat. So once you have combat level 60, you'll be able to come up to this and press War's Insignia. This will take you into War's Retreat. Now upon entering, you will have one portal available to you on the left over here. This will show you the latest boss, and this will show you Reaper Portal, but we won't discuss that in detail at this time. This is just for starters to get into the game, so I don't want to talk about anything too in depth. Okay, so now that we are at War's Retreat, we're going to do a very simple breakdown of things that you can have a look at and explore on your own now that you've worked out how to get here. We've discussed the portals at the back of the room, and you can unlock another one and stuff, and you can unlock all sorts with War. So if you head just over to the left as you come in and speak to War, right click and press shop, you have an upgrade, unlocks and consumables. I'm not going to talk you through all of these, but you can see what they are. And if I go to unlocks, you can see that these cost marks of war, and on upgrades these cost boss kills and marks of war. Boss kills are indicated down here at the bottom left, and marks of war are on your right. If you hover over what each one does, it will simply tell you exactly what it says on the tin. So choose these accordingly as and when you want to, and some of them really do change the way you play. They are so strong. There are some people out there that are experienced players that think War's Retreat is actually overpowered, that it gives you too much. But this gives you an idea of what sort of things that you can unlock. Just scroll through, see what takes your fancy, and give it a try. This is the whole point of RuneScape. You get to choose your own adventure. Now then, just before we go, I'm going to show you exactly what these portals actually do, and then we'll move on. So if you come up to the portal that you have already available to you, right click it and press reattune. You'll then get a list pop up with all the bosses that you have killed at least once. So for a boss to appear on this list, you have to have killed it once. So the first time you go, you have to know exactly where to go and how to get to the boss. Once you've done it once, however, you can just set this up as a teleport and just teleport straight to it. For example, if I wanted to go and do Karapak, I'll select it, enter the portal, and here I am at the boss. I don't have to navigate through the map to get here. And once you've got the War's Retreat teleport unlocked, I can just click it and end up straight back at War's Retreat to repeat the cycle. So the usual cycle would be to teleport to the boss, kill the boss, come back to War's Retreat, go up to your bank, get geared up, ready for the next fight, and then go off again. As you can see, that's exactly what these people are doing. I want to add a very brief disclaimer here that if anybody here wants something more in depth, something describing War's Retreat and anything else that we've discussed in more detail, I will do a separate video, but these videos are for people making their first steps, their first goals, and enjoying their first journey and deciding what they really want to do and how to access these things. That's what this video is for. So if somebody wants something in a particular genre or a particular part of this in more depth, do let me know in the comments below. I will say quickly here as well that in the last few videos, on the last two videos, I've had some unbelievably nice comments for people saying that now they're going to give it a try. They're really grateful for the video, and that means a whole lot to me, and I really appreciate comments like that. I love to see new people starting out, whether it's in old school or RuneScape 3. It means so much that you guys are starting your journey thanks to watching the videos I put out. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is something I wish I didn't have to talk about, but this is an MMORPG after all. You will always get players trying to get your stuff from illegitimate, should we say, ways. You may see somebody saying, sign up to this post, or trade me this item, or drop your items here and I'll give you X, or I will retrim your armor, give it a nice effect, or gambling, guess what dice roll I'm going to do next. These things are all things that you should not participate in. If it's just a simple trade or somebody you know, that's absolutely fine. But if anybody does something that you think, why am I doing this? Or can you really trim armor for me? Just ignore these types of messages. These pop up more often than not in populated worlds and in populated places. Just ignore them and go about your merry way and enjoy the game. This is something that's not specific to RuneScape. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, but RuneScape is in the category of where players want to get stuff for free because they're too lazy to go and do it themselves. And the very final thing is, I want to say, if you want to start your journey and you need any more information on anything at all, as I said before, drop it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I tried my best to try and find things that maybe I may have even forgotten, being as far on into the game as I am. If you have anything at all that you think I've missed, and which I probably have, there's so many things starting out that I will have stopped using or overlooked because it just doesn't exist as an issue when you get further in on the game. Please let me know. I know I've said this now 3 times, but please do let me know. Once again, I appreciate all of your support, and I will see you all in the next video.